Hey, welcome. It's Captain Matt, Boater Secret Weapon. I want to thank you for joining us for this Sunday night live. We're getting ready to start here in just a couple of minutes here. We'll start about 8:30, but I wanted to welcome you. If you've never been to a live, here's what you can expect. Just go ahead and chat in your comment section, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on YouTube. Just ask your question, leave your comment there, and then as we go through the time, I just kind of scroll down all the comments and I try to answer them. Now, if it's something that I need to ask you a question, I may ask you a question and just put it in the chat again, and I'll come back and I'll get that information so I can give you a more personalized response, something that's going to really add value for you. This is just something I do. One, it's great fun. I really enjoy it. It's helpful for the community. Just sharing my knowledge. Now, one thing that you need to know, I don't know everything about boats. I know a lot about boats. I've been a boater since I was 5. I've sold boats. It's something that is a big part of my life. With that said, I don't know everything. Matter of fact, sailboats, have zero experience with sailboats. Bass boats, very little experience there. Bow riders, deck boats, center consoles, jet boats, twin engines, stern drives, outboards, inboards, all of that I have experience with. And if I have an answer, I'll give you my best answer. If I don't have an answer, I'll try to give you a resource that will be valuable for you. If I have an opinion, I'll try to give you that opinion, but let you know this is what I think, not what I absolutely know. So I look forward to it. Here's a little video intro that a subscriber made for me. Thanks, Bo. And we'll see you on the live when it kicks off here in just a moment. Welcome, everybody, to the Sunday Live. I appreciate y'all joining us here today. Looks like we got a pretty good crew. Let's see here. Jerry, welcome. Kings in the City, welcome back. Ray, welcome. Brock, good to have you. 211, you guys finally got a Sunday. I don't be in bed by 5. Flipside, been down with the, oh no. So hopefully you're doing better. Mike, welcome from Wisconsin. Good to have you. No snow here, but I was up in West Virginia where it was pretty chilly. The flu going around. Yeah, it sucks getting sick over the holidays. Mike, Rob, good to have you. A lot of familiar faces. John, I think John was on last week, asked a few questions. Yeah, went to work Monday, left lunch, 3-hour drive home. It's no good. Thanks. Oh, awesome. Spectacular color, good Joe. I don't know. Spectrum Color, a good gel coat repair. I am not familiar with that brand. Repair. It is this. My initial thought is it's about having the correct color code from the manufacturer. So when I think of gel coat repair, as far as the quality of the gel coat, I don't know that there's a major difference in the repair. What I would do, depending on especially if you've got a Yamaha, John, is I would go to a Yamaha dealer and I would just buy it directly from them. You're not going to have a significant amount that you're going to need in most cases, unless you really dinged up the hull. But I don't know what Yamaha uses specifically. All right, slick manufacturer. Yeah, this is what I was getting at, is you want to make sure you've got the exact right color, because I think that's going to make it look better than, let's see, Yamaha, beige, black, purple. Let's go red. Red 2024. For a gallon, for a quart, for a kit. Yeah, $50 for a kit. That's going to be 2 ounces of gel coat. That's not very much. I don't know, John. I don't know the answer on if Spectrum is the right color or is the right good quality. But what I would do is I would go to a Yamaha dealer in your area and order it from them and get exactly the right color for the, whatever 240 AR or whatever you got. And that would be how I'd go about it. I don't, and unless it's significantly more expensive, but 2 ounces for $50, not bad. I'm trying to think what 2 ounces would look like, and I mean that's gonna repair a lot of scratches, even gouges. That's gonna go quite a ways. Now, a gallon of gel coat is a ton of gel coat for repairing. If you've got something that's that big and that deep, you might want to get an actual fiberglass guy to do it. But if you're just patching up some scratches and some nicks, I would go, even if it was $100, it was twice as much. I think I would still go to the Yamaha dealer and get the Yamaha OEM gel coat, and use it that way. That would be my my suggestion, as at least look into, can you do that with the dealer near you. That way, you got an exact color match, and you've got good quality gel, because it's going to be the same stuff that they're going to use to repair it on their boats. If they get, and it happens, you get a brand new boat in that got scratched in transportation, a rock got kicked up on the interstate or something. It's not unheard of for a dealer to have to do gel coat work before they even deliver a boat, and it needs to be perfect. And that's what they're using. So, Rob, good to have you. Did you escape the gift that keep on giving? Black Friday deals, maybe buy for the Sportsman Crutchfield, $350 off of the Fusion. Had to buy it. Can't wait to be able to hear it. I love a deal so good. Yeah, I had to do it. I had no choice. Steve, welcome. Good to have you. That's a new name. Hopefully, if you've been on before, I haven't seen the name, so welcome. Brian, I was up in your neck of the woods. Just got back last night. Late last night, we rolled out of Clarksburg, Bridgeport area, and we went to Oliverio's. I'm sure you're familiar with that, up near Fairmont for dinner. And where was I? Oh, we were going over Sutton Lake. I think that's one of the lakes that you boat on up there. So drove by Sutton Lake on the way back on the interstate. So made me think of you. Yeah, that's good when it passes through and you don't get it. Mel, welcome, Mel from New Jersey. That's a new name. Good to have you. If you got a question, just throw it in the chat and we'll get to it. Yeah, I like that. I like that boosting up for the fun family boat, getting the tunes. Yeah, I knew you were up that near Clarksburg. So that's where my wife grew up, where my in-laws, for the most part, Clarksburg and Bridgeport, they're a divorced family, so they're one in each town. But so go ahead and throw any questions you have in. Let me see. I've got some pictures to show. This is from a guy that let's see here. This is from Lloyd. Nope, that's not what I want. Ron. This is from Ron. And Ron sent me an email that said, let's see if I can share this. Just want to let you know, not only did your first time Boat Buyer Academy work, save us a lot of money using the negotiation technique, but I watched your best boat get up and on the water, and I can't even tell you how valuable that information was. Helped me immensely, gave me the confidence to actually get the boat out safely and start practicing. Thank you. So that was from Ron. He sent me a picture from one of our newsletters, and I just asked him if it was okay to share. And so this is what Ron got. He got a Rinker 312. I think that's 312 is what it is. Fiesta V cruiser. And I want to say that it is a twin. I'm almost certain it's a twin. And some rod holders on it for fishing. That's kind of nice. I like that. Rod holders and storage. Let me go a little bit bigger on his picture. But just a good looking cruiser. And I believe he was on one of the lives before he bought this, but I seem to remember talking about a Rinker Fiesta. So anyway, that was Ron. A nice, I love getting those emails, and even better when they say it's okay to share them and okay to share their story. So always appreciated. And I don't know where is he? I don't see his numbers on it. No, I don't know where he was for sure. But always appreciate the kind words and sharing. Let's see, who else do we got? Let's see, what did this guy have? Okay, so this is just if we got questions coming in, go ahead and ask them. But this was another question that came in from a guy. This is Marcin, and Marcin is from, I'm not going to show his email because I didn't get his permission, but he had asked a question, and he was looking at a boat. He is in, let's see, where is he at? YouTube today, Poland. He's in Poland, and Bo, if you're on, he is looking at a cuddy cabin and was looking at a Sea Ray overnighter. I love that maroon color, but he was curious about this seating setup they had in that year. This is a late 90s model. I want to say 97, 98. They had a U shape with two captain's chairs, and they had the back-to-back seats with rear seats that were adjustable. So you can see, you can put them up and make a sun pad. And he was asking if one was an upgrade over another. And I believe in those years, it was just an option. You got to choose either one. There was no price increase or decrease. There was no one more desirable than another. But they were just switching from the back-to-back seats. Almost everything in the early 90s had the back-to-back seats. And they were switching to more of the captain's chairs and either a J seating or a U-shaped seating. And so Marcin, that is as long as you like the layout, it's kind of nice. I like sitting in these back jump seats, I call them. And kicking my legs out and having kind of a recliner back there. You're in the back of the boat. It's nice, and it's the smoothest place on most boats because you're in the back where you're not getting all that bow raise. It's, that's the most stable point. And I always loved that seat as a kid, especially. And my friends of the family had a Bonanza, 19-foot, 21-foot tri-hull Bonanza. And that was always the seat that I like to sit when I rode in Dale's Bonanza with this type of seating arrangement. So looks clean, looks nice. I think that might be the wood grain, but that's nice storage under the seats. I remember check for wood, check for and there are some people that love to lay these out. It's something we used to have this in our very first boat. We never ever laid them out. Matter of fact, Dad bolted them together to make them a little bit more sturdy on our Larson. But yeah, there's no price increase or decrease for that, and it's really just a personal preference. Let's see if yeah, that was his last one. So anyway, Marcin from Poland. If and I hopefully I'm saying your name right. That's for you. That because I hadn't had a chance to get back to you with the Thanksgiving holiday here. So all right, let's see here. At least the weather was decent. Yeah, it was chilly for me. It was cold, but it wasn't too bad. We got out and about and did our stuff with all the Thanksgivings, all the turkey, and the girls even went into my father-in-law's hot tub. So they got some hot tub time in, which was outside. They thought it's great that you could be outside in the freezing cold in the hot tub, and they really enjoyed that. Jason, it's something that happens once you get your first boat. It's like that winter time is changed from whatever it was to just a waiting season until you can get it out, polish it up. You'll pull out the first nice weekend, you'll get it out, get it all cleaned up, ready to go. Get your gear out, and it's just a waiting for the season. Like Brock, you're finding little things to add to the boat, upgrade to the boat, and to give your first couple of weeks when it's warm out and you pull her out of storage. So Steve was on the past with questions about my Bayliner 18. Wife hurt her back, just had to sell, does not take the waves like a V-Haul like it used to. Back to my, so 2000, yes. So I'm going to assume, based on your comment about the V-Haul, the 2015, I'm going to assume it's an Element, Bayliner 18 Element. Let's see if we can find a picture of that. And if you ever, like, if you're looking at a boat, and Steve, this because you experienced it. Let's see if we can. This is one of the things I look at to determine. Let's see if we can get a couple of pictures. Some pictures we can scroll through. So you've got sort of that tri-hull kind of look to the Element. It's not a true tri-hull, but it's not a deep V either. You can see that it's not just a solid V-hull. The way they're doing the Elements, it's a little bit less expensive to do, but this is the part you can almost see how flat that is. The V kind of stops right there, and then you don't have much angle, and they're not going to show it to me. But if you're to look at this boat from the back, let's see if these guys show it. And this is for any boat. If you look at it from the back, I might not be able to show this the way I want to. But let me go like this. So, like, if you look at this boat, this is kind of what the back of the Bayliner Element looks like. There's not much dead rise. There's not much V right here. It's somewhat sharp in the bow, but then it gets really flat, which means when you're hitting those waves, that's really, really getting you. I don't think any of my toy boats have much dead rise, but if you can imagine, the sharper that angle is at the back, and that's usually where they measure the dead rise is at the transom. The sharper that angle of attack is there, the smoother riding the boat's going to be. Now, it's because it's got a little bit more V, it's going to be a little bit more tippy, and that's part, and it takes away some of the space too, because you've got to have that angle, and it takes away some of the storage at times. And so for Bayliner, it's a little bit less expensive to do it this way, give you a lot of space, but it does make that ride a little bit rougher. I wish I could find a back. Well, you can almost see on this one. I mean, if you look at how close that is to the ground there, you know that there's not much of a V, not much of a sharp angle there. It's pretty flat, and that's why. But I'm glad that you're heading back to a V haul, and hopefully your wife's back isn't too bad. 18 to 20 weeks. Yeah, I figured it was an element, but yeah, that's. I wish I could find a better picture. This is the one that I've got in my book. It's pretty much done, but I'm waiting until January to release it. But let's see if I can find that. No, I'm not going to go find it. Oh well. I think you get the point. I think everybody gets the point. Jack to Holland just bought a Sea-Doo 1800 jet boat, looking for a fish finder, a little confused what size it would be a good one to get for the small boat. So I don't know a whole lot about fish finders. Brock, if you have a recommendation, an 1800 jet boat, Sea-Doo, that's not real little. I guess one of the choices is, do you want a through hull transducer, or you just want a transom mount transducer? And if we look, the other question is, what size screen do you want? Do you want it on a ram ball mount? I'm guessing there's not really a dash to put it in, would be my guess. Yeah, you've got that one on some sort of a mount there coming up. So that might be a good place. That looks like that might even be a ram ball, some sort of a mount there. But yeah, kind of measure that space that's not going to get in the way of the throttles, that's going to fit where you want it, if that's where you want it to be. Let's see what Brock chimes in there. 5 to 7 inch Garmin, low ramps, or Hummingbird, pretty decent built-in maps. You can always upgrade the card if you need to. And yeah, just, when you're installing it, make sure that you're following the that those wires aren't getting pinched or anywhere they're going to chafe, or you're gonna rub them where they're gonna cut through and get a short in it over time. Even I don't know if I'll get a better view of. But the way this one is set up right there, like even that little hole, I would, if you were to do it that way, I don't know that this is the right way to do it on this boat or not, but some sort of a rubber protector around that hole, just so those wires aren't getting chafed. There can be some sharp edges. I don't know. That's not bad. That's not bad there. You could go up high. You'd have to pull it down. You can go on the side there. And when I think about electronics, when I was selling, what I would do is I would get the customer there and the tech there, and the tech would be like, here are the places we can do it that make the most sense. and then I would just hold the unit where it would go, have them sit in the helm seat, go through the motions. If it was anywhere near the throttle, like is there any obstruction going, forward all the way? Are you gonna have to take it off when you put the cover on and off? Is that a hassle? Not a big deal, but it's something to think about. Is it in the way? I don't know if that's a standard mirror on that. Is it in the way of the mirror? Is it good visibility? Where are you going to be fishing if you're truly using it as a fish finder and not just a GPS? Where does it make sense to put it, and just have somebody hold it while you're sitting in the helm seat and you're doing the motions, you're turning the wheel, and to make sure it's not like, oh crap, I didn't even realize in this position there's going to be an obstruction. It's going to be a pain in that spot. I see that a lot with people that mount them on the side of the walkway, and especially if they've got a ram maul. Now you've got that ball there that's going to catch you, if it's not real wide, catch you right in the thigh or the hip. And, where, like right here, they would mount it somewhere right in there, which seems great until you catch your leg on it. And now you've drilled into your console. So just try it different places before you fix it, and go through the motions of whatever you could do that might cause a problem, and make sure it's not going to be an issue. So sustainability, welcome. We got 2 feet, 2 inches of snow today. Reality said again, just need to change from water skis to snow skis. There you go. Time to move into winter mode. Like there's a Sail and Ski is a dealer down in Austin, Texas, that is now a Marine Max. But that's what they did. They would switch in, probably October-ish. They would switch from boats to snow, and they did both of it. There's a lot of dealers that are sort of around mountainous areas or have avid sports people that go both ways. So you'd probably want to mount it on a ram ball mount, get the medium, long arm, see what makes sense. That's how my boat bow graphs were mounted, my Ranger. Plus, you can easily take them off if you need to when they're mounted. Yeah. So if you don't know, I had a sense that was a bad thing to search up, but this is what a ram ball looks like, a ram mount. So it's got that on it, and then it's got a little clamp that goes over it, and so you can move it, kind of like a shoulder joint. You can move it, or hip joint, and you can move it where you need to. And it can just mount on a flat surface type thing like that. And they've got different sizes, A through E, depending on how big. So I think A is the smallest, is the teeny one. And let's see here. Yeah, so you can kind of see how some of them are set up, and you've got a ram ball on the boat side, a ram ball on the device side. It really gives you a lot of flexibility of where you want to put it. Thank you for that, Brock. Sorry, getting my people all confused. Talking cuddy cabins earlier got me thinking about Bo too. But yeah, you can see they've got them for all different kind of things. But the electronics mounting is a big one. And so hopefully that is helpful for you there. All right. If anybody else has anything, I want to share this with you. I know because you guys are you folks that show up on the lives and watch the lives, I wanted to give you this discount code. If for whatever reason you were interested in getting any Boater Secret Weapon apparel, I've got that set up on the store now, and I bought a bunch of it. So this is the same design, everything, but I'm using a new provider that works through Shopify. I have been wearing this all weekend. This is a triple XL sweatshirt, and so I'm 6'2", 220, 225. It's a triple XL. It's nice and big on me. I think the XL is, let's see, I got an XL in, or did I? Yeah, so this is an XL. And you can see it's just got, you can pick whatever logo you want. I've got all of the logos: pontoon, bow rider, jet boat, bow rider with a tower, center console, dual console. So you can pick the one that's for you. They're all the American flag kind of style. They've all got the big logo on the back, the little logo on the front, the anchor and the ship's wheel. They run, if you're interested, they run, I would say, a little small. So like I usually wear, sorry about that, that was unnecessary. But this is the extra large. Like I said, I'm a bigger guy, but the extra large is, and these have been washed, but it's just a little bit tight, a little bit small. So I would order a size up from what you'd usually get. I just limit it. I really like the light blue. It looks real good. The gray, I've got women's. I don't know. We don't have many women that watch, but this is the pink heather. It's got a little bit more of a girl cut on the what do you say, neckline. This is one of the long sleeve tees, and it's either the shirt themselves are either the Gildan or the Bella, what was it called? No, that's Gildan as well. Bella canvas, the Bella canvas. So I picked the highest quality that they had, but I wanted to order them so I could say, hey, I really like this. The basic white there. Yeah, this is the Bella canvas. This one is, this is an XL. I don't know that I've tried this one on yet. This is another pontoon one. So if you're interested, take the 10% off. Just, it only works on apparel, but just go to the website and go to the website. There's an apparel link right here. It'll take you to the page, and then you can just look at, it says anchor, hoodie. There's only hoodies and t-shirts. Yeah, if you're interested, I think the margin's at like 12% or 15% or something like that. So it's basically close to my cost. And I think you do have to pay shipping. But if anybody's interested, I wanted to give that for the people on the live. Live 10 off is the coupon code, and you are welcome to use that. And I appreciate you guys supporting the channel, supporting what we're doing. And if you wanna wear some gear, can certainly do that. So there we go. That's my commercial. Let's see here. Momo, glad to be back. What's your opinion of Freedom Boat Club? It really depends, Momo. It really depends on the club. So the model right now for them is, it started out as a franchise model. Okay, so they were selling franchise. They had a few corporate stores. Brunswick bought them. Brunswick owns Mercury, Sea Ray, Whaler, Harris, Bayliner, and so Brunswick bought them. It's been several years now, I want to say maybe 2019. I want to say it was before the pandemic that they bought them. That might be off, but they've had them for several years now, and they're starting to buy some of the franchises back. Um, but it's like anything like that. It's dependent on the local management, and how well they take care of their boats, how well they manage the member ratio to boat. So for most of them, it's anywhere from 5 to 10 members per boat. I think the really good spot, I think, is like 6, 7. That seems to me, from the people that I've talked to that run the clubs and that are in the clubs, is that sort of the sweet spot where people can get a boat if they want it, and you know you're manage your, we'll say you manage your reservations properly. Now, getting a boat on 4th of July, you're going to have to get Memorial Day, Labor Day. You're going to have to get in line early, and that's gonna keep one of your reservations to lock that boat in. The other thing that on boat clubs that can be an issue is one, going out in the evening. So almost all of them, and I'm certain Freedom is this way. You've got to have the boat back by sundown. 8 p.m. usually is 8 p.m. maybe 9. That which for me, that's the time I love. My favorite time on the water is from like 5 o'clock when everybody goes in for dinner to 10, 11 o'clock at night. I love that time on the water. Now on a lake, it's easier to be on the water at night. I'm competent, and I'm usually on a body of water I know pretty well. But that for me is a negative. Another negative, and this is, again, this isn't a Freedom Boat Club negative, this is boat club in general, is if they've got all their boats out and the person before you doesn't come back on time, or they've dinged the prop, or they've done something stupid to the boat, well, that can impact your day, and there's really not a whole lot you can do about it. Now, they've usually got good mechanics that keep the boats in good running condition, but if somebody runs it aground, if somebody dings up the prop, all right, now we got to change the prop out before you and your family can get on the boat if you have the afternoon section. You typically not have to worry about that if you're a morning person, and do it that way. But my recommendation to you, Momo, is go visit your club. I'm getting blown up by the Freedom Boat Club and the Carefree Boat Club because I'm on their list. I've thought about joining the boat clubs here because it would give me access to a variety of styles of boats, so I can go out. I haven't done it yet, but it's something that I've seriously considered, so I can have access to, if I need to do a video on a center console, I can do that. They don't have jet boats, and they typically don't have inboards, which is, if there was somebody that had that, I think I would definitely be in. But where was I going? Shit, I was just rambling. I was rambling, Momo, and I don't know where I was heading with that. But anyway, it is go. Oh, this is what it is. I keep getting the emails, and they're almost every month in our market. They do an event where they invite you out, take a look at our fleet of boats, meet some of our customers, and that's a great way to find out how well is that run. Go down to the dock where they keep the Freedom Boat Club boats. Go down there at 8 a.m. or at what is it, 8 to 2 and 2 to 8. Anyway, whatever the switch over is, and you'll be able to talk to the members as they're going out. They've got some time to hang around as the boat's getting ready, as they're getting loaded up. You just strike up a conversation. As far as fees, I saw that question come in. So this is the latest one. Now this is let me see if I can find it. This is an inland lake. So, Inland Lake Freedom Boat Club. I could have swore they just texted me sometime recently. Power sports history. I want to say that it was discounted to $2,900 sign up fee. And all right, I went way past it. Boat Club. But okay, so here's what I think it was, and I wish I could find the email or the text message. But I want to say that they were discounting a $2,900 sign up fee, $490 a month for the weekday only, and then $4,900 sign up fee and $590 a month for the 7-day a week. So the weekday they've got less demand, so they want to get some of those members in there, so the boats get out during the week. They increase their revenue, but they're not taking up the weekend spots, which are the most common. But let me see if I can Freedom and Faith Coalition. That is not what I'm looking for. Let's see if it's search magic. Yeah, I can't find it. Do this, Momo. Send me an email to send me an email to Captain at send me an email here, Captain at boatersecretweapon.com, and I'll track it down. It's in there somewhere. I just don't know where it is exactly. And but 35,000. Now again, I'm an inland lake, so it's probably a little less expensive in my area, although they're reciprocal relationships. But 35,000, 3,500, maybe 3,500 to 5,000 entrance fee. Yes, that's probably about right. 300 a month, and yeah, and every area is going to be a little bit different based on their demand, based on their season. You know, our season down here, they're still putting boats on the water right now. The lake levels are 5-6 feet lower than full pond, but they're still putting boats out this time of year. Not as many, but so ours may be a slightly more expensive. But shoot me an email, and I'll find it. I just don't want to have dead air while I'm doing it on the live here. So hopefully that's helpful. And again, it's talk to the local people about the quality of the local club, and even season to season, having good summer help. You can have a great kid, college kid, high school kid that's just Johnny on the spot, awesome, fun guy, that's taking care of you, that's kind of running the show. And then, you know, they go away the next season, they bring in some, you know, jackball that just doesn't have that same level of service or understanding of what their role is. And that can have an impact too. But talk to the local people to get the skinny on your local area. And you know, Carefree Destinations, another one that's in our area. You just if it's one that's not one of the big ones, There's what is it? Nautical Boat Club, Freedom Boat Club, Carefree Boat Club, Destination Boat Club are four of the bigger ones. And then there's some small ones that, a dealer, a local dealer might start a boat club. I would feel pretty confident that that's a well run, because that's just a marketing engine for them to sell more boats. Every 2 years they sell another 10 boats into the club, and now they got 10 used boats to sell that they've maintained they can sell with a high level of confidence. So I would check those clubs as well. They don't have the reciprocation aspect to them, but if you're just a boater in your area, that doesn't matter. But for me, one of the benefits would be I can boat here, do my videos or whatever, but I can also go to Charleston or Wilmington or down to the Keys and do some videos down there, and have access to the boats all over the country. That's appealing in my weird situation, unique situation. So, all right, question about remounting trim tabs. My Regal Transom. Do I just need to use the screw in the holes, reattach? What is making you move them? I'm curious, Jerry. What's making you change this position on them? Or you just took them off? I cleaned off heavy layer barnacle growth, couple partially ablated layers of paint off with my tab with a good soak scrub. Oh, okay, all right. So yeah, use no. I would be careful with 5200, because that's not coming out. I would probably go with 4200, because the like watch this video. Captain Boomy's removes 5200. So this is this isn't who I was thinking of, but 5200 actually makes a chemical bond. I don't know what's taking up all my bandwidth here, but 5200 makes a chemical bond with the gel coat, and it is very, 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 very difficult to get out. So if you fill that hole with 5200 and screw that in, you're not getting them off again without causing damage to the, that's all the way in the through the gel coat layer into the fiberglass layers. You're going to cause damage to get that screw back out, or just not be able to get it, strip the screw. So using a little bit less, the 4200, that's more of just a good glue, would be probably the way I would go there. And so you want to mount it through, and then make sure that it's sealed all the way around that head, so that there's just no water intrusion. That would be the way to go. But Captain Boomies, who's actually, Jerry, up in your area, here we go. This is the video I was looking for. So Captain Boomies is a legit captain. I've referenced her on the show before, and I've reached out to her. She is a character, and she's really active in the boating community up there in the Chesapeake Bay area. But 5200 and why you shouldn't use it. Anyway, there's something on this. I don't want to say it's a Bayliner or trophy, maybe. I don't remember what it was, but it is. I'm going to turn that off. That's taking up too much bandwidth. But it is. She goes through and she's trying to get this thing off that she mounted with 5200 and put it in the wrong spot or whatever. And she essentially just cracks the gel coat off completely. It's a mess. And so that's what I want to avoid happening with using too strong an adhesive, when you really just need to make sure those screws are in there good and tight, and that there's no water intrusion. So that would be my suggestion. Let's see, when I reattach the trim tab hinges, anything else I need to do? I'm trying to think anything else that you would want to do in that situation. Um, no, that's as long as it's sealed all the way around that screw. So if you've got your screw head, just make sure when that's going in that there's a little bead of that 4200 around the edges, so that that's going to seal it up. And then also, 5 years from now, you want to hit those again. Depending on how much sun, how much it's left in the water, that is going to degrade over time. That's with anything. You're going to need to hit those screws again, hit those through haul fittings again, 5-7 years, maybe more or less, depending on what kind of elements they're exposed to. Salt water on the shorter side. Cleaned off. Okay. After 30 plus years, finally gave in and changed to an Apple phone and watch. I tried running, hate worrying about deadlines when I'm on a boat. Yeah, it is that's the other side of the boat club is the day's over when your time's over, which again, for some people, that's perfectly fine. Hey, we like to go out for a 2-hour cruise, get some time on the water and come back. For me, I go out and it's like, hey, we've got backup sandwiches in case we're having such a good time. We just want to stay out here. If it's so nice, we decide to go on an adventure. Let's have enough snacks to get us through till 10, 11 o'clock at night, just in case. We can always unpack the cooler and eat the sandwiches on the dock, or go. My family likes to go to restaurants on the water, and so we never know what's going to happen. We're sort of a loosey goosey wherever the day takes us. We got a general plan, but we're always willing to call an audible or do something that's, oh, let's try this. We haven't done that. Ooh, what about that? And so that doesn't work very well with the strict timetable of you got to be back. So there's something to think about. Know how you're going to use it, and what those limitations are. And Momo, I've talked about this before, but I've got a video where I go through boat clubs, clubs versus renting versus ownership. So this is a video, yeah, right here. This one, should I buy a boat, join a boat club, or rent a pontoon? Rent a boat or pontoon? You can check that. That is kind of my thoughts on it. It's 3 years old. My thoughts haven't really changed dramatically. Wayne, the boat guy, actually, I've invited him on here, and he said he would be free in the fall again. So maybe as times are slow, I might invite him on. I don't know that I've watched this one, but it's probably a good take on it. Sponsored Bridge Marina. They've got they're a Freedom Boat Club. Ray is the owner over there, and his take is probably worth checking out, knowing that he's trying to sell it. But he's a pretty experienced person in the industry. Keith, I have a 2013 Harris 24-foot 150 Merc. They run it for a while, start cutting out, change fuel filter, impeller, good spark. All right, so run it for a while, change fuel filter, change impeller, good spark. All right, so Keith, I think you're on the right track with fuel. I don't know, because they don't all have these, but I would probably look at Sorry about that. I was reading an email. I thought it was going to have a picture attached. Somebody that was on the live. But okay, so you're on the right track, I think, with the fuel. What I would probably look at is one, how old is the fuel that's in there? I would check your fuel water separator if it has one. If it doesn't, I might consider putting one in. A fuel water separator is exactly what it sounds like. It is, looks like this. It just looks like an oil filter almost, but it will most likely be, depending on the style Harris you have, it will likely, if you've got one, water separator on Harris, it's going to be under one of your back corner seats. Under that seat, it may be mounted on the transom. On some of them, they're built that way, but a lot of times on pontoons and on the Harrises specifically, they are under the seat. Harris. Let me see if I can show you a picture of. So it'll look something like this, where it'll be mounted up against the sidewall. I think there's probably a better picture of it. And we'll just show this one. So if you can see that, it'll look like that. This one's old and corroded, but it'll just be a cylinder, about the size of an oil filter, about like that, about 3-4 inches tall. It's going to screw onto the top. You got fuel coming in one side, fuel going out the other, and it'll look like that. It's either going to be mounted under one of the back seats, and you'll see the fuel lines. Probably they're in the opposite side of the battery compartment if the battery's under a seat. So check there. You'll notice it, or it might be in the back by the motor, mounted somewhere on a transom. That's less likely. It might not have one at all. But if there's water in the fuel, that could be causing the problem. It's fine if we're running 2,000 RPM, but as soon as we start running it for a while, we get too much water in the system. That's not combustible, and the engine says nope, don't like it. That would be the next thing that I would probably want to check, and see. After that, you change the fuel filter already. After that, I'm out of my league. After that, I don't know. But that's a situation where it's funny this came up. Born Again Boating, Aaron over there at Born Again Boating, he's got a program that is the Boater Academy, and he goes through a bunch of like just tech stuff that a regular boater could find valuable. I want to say it's like $200 or $300 for a year, and you get access to his whole library. Yeah, $299 per year. You get access to his whole library, over 100 videos. He's real good. If you've watched his channel, he's got a great YouTube channel. Him and I did a couple podcasts together, called the Boaters Podcast, and that would be something worth checking out. I know he's got some fuel related videos on his channel, but I'm sure he's got one in there. That would be the next thing I would look at. And then, if your fuel's got a bunch of water in it, consider treating it. Consider, depending on how much is in there, siphoning it out and running it through your vehicle, which is less sensitive typically, or just keep changing that fuel water separator once you get it on there till you get the water out. If it's not a fuel issue, I mean, maybe it's something with your fuel pump, with one of the electronical components. that's not feeding the fuel at the right level. Again, that's over my expertise. I know that's a thing, like the VST, that those can have issues on a 2013 Mercury 4-stroke. I don't know if that's a common thing on that engine or not, but that would probably be the next level that I would start looking at to diagnose. So hopefully that's helpful for you. +2 on the 4200, plus of 5200 on the screw holes. The hinges on the lids to my old 95 bass boat. Had to remove the lids after I applied it to recarpet and stripped every screw. Yeah, that stuff is tough. That stuff is tough. I'll get the 4200 then. It was clear. Tabs were painted previously, but not primed. So there's more growth there than should have been. Prime paint this winter properly. Good. Just don't. I think we talked about this last year, Jerry. Don't paint the anodes. Make sure those anodes are clear, and make sure the anodes are metal to metal as well. I'm gonna have to reset my. I got to reset my internet. It's been on and off slow all day. Oh, there we go. So Dave, if you're on, let's see here. So this is Dave just sent me these emails. This is his son driving his, looks like a Sportsman. Let's see if we can, Key West. No, that's a Key West. So running the Key West, that is a good thing. Vigilant at night, paying attention, low speed, the way it should be done. Nice work, son. So thank you for sharing those, Dave. I especially love getting kids enjoying the boat with the families. That is, to me, that's what it's all about. Let's see here. There are about 30 screws on the rod. That was a long weekend, a lot of drilling. Yeah, that 5200. I mean, if you want it to stay, that'll do it. Just know it's a tough one. Check the primer ball too. Oh yeah, good one. That ball can go weak. So you'll notice that primer ball will kind of like just suck in and cause not have a smooth flow of fuel, and that can happen over time. Those are pretty easy to, especially it's most common if you run ethanol, because that's breaking down the interior of the lines and everything and the rubber as well. But it can happen even just the sun damage, just getting weak from being in the elements as well. So good addition, Brock. Thank you for that. All right, good. Sent you an email. Brackish water, just as bad. Yeah, I mean, it's got salt in it, so it's less salty, so it's less bad. But it is still, you still got to flush, you still got to clean, you still got to rinse. You still want to protect everything as much as you can. And if you're in brackish water, you're probably going to run towards salt versus away from salt. So the way I picture it is, if you're in a brackish environment, you're probably going to the coast versus away from the coast in most situations. I don't know exactly where you're at, Momo, but yeah, it's less bad if that's a way to look at it. So, all right, guys, how long have we been doing this? I think we're about an hour. So check out the programs. Best Boat Captains for all the drives, Trail Pro, Confident Coastal Boater, Tow Water Sports, Boat Buyers Academy, Money Back Guarantee, a bunch of 5-star reviews. You can watch 2.5 years of me being live, just talking. So you got a pretty good sense that I'm a real person and can see what other people say about me. So if you want, check out any apparel, get the 10% off. If you want to give yourself a little Christmas present, you can do that. It's just go to boatersecretweapon.com, go to any of the apparel, and it'll give you 10% off. And that is all I've got. What else you guys got? Last little bit. All right. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Hope you guys all had a great Thanksgiving. We are almost in December. So what did Jason say? 18 more weeks? That seems too long. That seems too long. But 18 more weeks, we'll go with that. And thank you guys for joining us. Appreciate you supporting. Appreciate you being a part of it. And we will catch you next week, everybody. Thanks.